How you ever been warming up next to your opponent? You hear him hitting pads and stuff. You like, oh, I'm finna kick this ass.
No way.
Yeah, you can hear him hitting pads.
Wait, really?
Like, you can hear him punching and kicking pads.
Why is that? Because even if they're trying to just go through the motions, you're just like, oh, he doesn't want it tonight.
You just feel it. You just like, yeah. But I'm gonna tell you about Machida. When I fought Machida, when I knew I was going to beat him, because I didn't know how if I was going to go. I trained really hard, but he was like the only guy that I ever fought so far, besides John Jones before, that I was kind of worried about, because like this guy that's weird, awkward, right? Southpaw. Yeah. And right before it's time for me to go out, you know, that's when I changed in Rampage. And I started howling, and he walked, and he was like loading up at the same time. They had us close by. Yeah. And then I saw it. I felt it right then and there. He lost.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I get this one. As you say that, I haven't really had that many times, but except for my last one in Dubai versus Joe Shilling, where like they got a divider in the middle, like you can almost like see over it barely, and you can hear him hitting pads. And me and I'm cracking pads, just kicking like my kicks are heavy, and so he's hitting his, and like he starts hearing me. He starts like, when I hit you, you better fucking stay down, Luke. You better stay. Like, I was like,
that's a tell.
I was like, he's like, stay down. I don't want her to stay down. I'm like. And he starts cracking pads, and it's like competitive back and forth.
Yeah,
I'm like, Joe, I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to, but I'm gonna beat your ass. I was like, you better shut up.
Hey, what was separating you guys? Just a curtain?
The divider and the whole thing. Like you could almost see him, but you could hear everything. And he just starts going off talking to me. I'm like, Joe, I'm gonna whoop your ass, dude. You better just stay down. I was like, I don't know who you think you're talking to.
You know when they start talking. You know
that's when you got him.
A moment.
Yeah. Because we all fighters, right? And we're even fighting that. We fighting our doubts. We fighting our fears. And so you think that you're doing good, but real other people like,
I mean,
but is there a moment
negative thoughts
turns you on?
You have moments. You're building up fight day, so your brain just starts going negative, and you try to keep positives. And the more negatives that enter, if too many negatives enter. You fucking
That's a good way
to
break it down.
It's like you gotta stay.
Yeah, it's true.
You seem like you have a strong mind, though.
I do have a strong mind, but your mind play tricks on you.
It plays
your mind play tricks on you.
Like fighting.
It's so funny because we've never talked about this, and you guys are always saying the same thing right now. So I can imagine all fighters go through this.
Look at I was with Anderson the other day, and we were both saying like, no matter what fight, we're all having
Anderson's fighting Chris Weidman.
I know, but I mean, like you still, no matter how comfortable you are, no matter who you're, like. There's still some fear and some negativity that's going to enter your mind, and it's always scary to walk into a fight.
Yeah, my thing is always I don't want to let my coaches down. That's my biggest thing. Because I never cared if I got hurt. That's why I fought the way I did. I never cared because for different reasons, but I'm like, my coaches, they work hard, and I don't want to like be embarrassed. That's my only fear is like I don't want to let my coaches down, but. Some fighters like, I don't want to get knocked out. I don't want to do this. You can't think about what you don't want, but there's a lot of negative thoughts that come in.
Since speaking of Anderson, we just had Anderson Silva in the media house in Jackson Media House last week with his kids, Gabriel and Khalil, and he's getting ready for a big fight against Chris Weidman, and Luke spent some time with him talking. Luke, why don't you kind of break down, why don't you break down why do you think Anderson Silva was probably one of the greatest ever we'll see in the UFC?
Game. He was always game. You know what I mean? He had the recipe at the right time, and he walked in there with just supreme confidence and gamesmanship. It was very Alex Pereira like. You got to stay in that mindset, and you got to act. You got to act upon every opportunity you got.